Following the history of science, Europe had marked the beginning of many prestigious institutions and universities for higher education. From the early 13th century, Europe had been the center for philosophies of many disciplines, especially natural sciences. Among many European countries, the transition of most prestigious education center moved from Italy, France, the United Kingdom, and lastly and most recently, to Germany. And the center of Germany's higher education, the most symbolic and significant change was marked by the Humboldt University of Berlin. Berlin is Germany's capital and cultural center that dates to the 13th century. Till the recent days, Berlin is known for its art scene and modern architecture. And in the Stadtmitte, the city center of Berlin, there lies the most influential university of Germany. And that institution is the Humboldt University of Berlin. Wilhelm and Alexander von Humboldt were involved in the foundation of the university, and Wilhelm was the main Prussian educational philosopher and the founder of the Humboldt University of Berlin. The University of Berlin was founded in 1810, and only after 1949 the institution was called the Humboldt University of Berlin. The vision of Wilhelm von Humboldt for the university was education through learning and research. The vision of Wilhelm von Humboldt for the university became the reality. The university introduced the unity of research and teaching to uphold the ideal of research without restrictions and to provide a comprehensive education for its students. This truly marked a new era of university and academic research as this newly founded Prussian alma mater promoted the study of experimental learning and stronger emphasis on empiricism and scientific method. With the strong focus on the experimental learning, the University of Berlin became a strong research institute, and they acquired many research facilities to support their research-intensive education and scholars. With strong emphasis on scientific method, the Humboldt University of Berlin became the mother of all modern universities. Then who was Wilhelm von Humboldt, such influential figure who shaped the higher education of Germany? Wilhelm von Humboldt was a Prussian philosopher and the educational reformer of Prussia. He was born in 1767 in Potsdam, Germany. Humboldt belonged to a generation which witnessed the collapse of absolute monarchies in the wake of the French Revolution and helped to shape the construction of a new Europe. He got involved in the Prussian reform, especially in education after the French Revolution and the Napoleon occupation of Prussia in 1806. Thus, Wilhelm joined the circle of reformers who took the destiny of the Prussian state into their own hands. He was appointed with a task to lay the foundations of a new education system in Prussia. Although he only served for 16 months at the head of the Prussian educational administration, his actions gave a fresh impetus to educational policy whose effects have been felt right down to the present days. As a result of his task, he founded the University of Berlin, and to celebrate the contributions made by the Wilhelm von Humboldt and his brother Alexander, on either side of the entrance to the main building of Berlin University, the monuments of the two Humboldt brothers still stand today. From the occupation of his own country by the foreign power, Wilhelm von Humboldt felt the need to strengthen the education of his country by promoting the academic freedom. Academic freedom describes independence of the university from outside the governmental and economic constraints. In order to encourage students to play his part in shaping the world around him, Wilhelm wanted to design a higher education that is not job-focused, but the one with educational training that is independent of economic interests. Even after the foundation, the university did not stop from being influenced by the social and political factors surrounding the institution. In the 1930s, like all other German universities, the Humboldt University of Berlin could not escape from the Nazi regime. Most significantly, the university became the victim of book burning. On May 10, 1933, the un-German books were burned at the Opernplatz, Berlin. During this tragic event, over 20,000 volumes of books located in the library were destroyed. A German poet, Heinrich Heine, once commented, "Any society that burns books will one day burn people." In order to remember this heartbreaking tragedy, there lies a memorial on the Bebelplatz in front of the Humboldt University of Law building. There's a sunken glass plate between the pavement that provides a view into a room of empty bookshelves. These bookshelves could accommodate about 20,000 books, and this figure is the number of volumes that were burnt by the Nazis on May 10, 1933. Overall, Wilhelm von Humboldt was the first to call for the independence of academia, to envision the unity of research and teaching. In the context of history of science, the educational reform of Humboldt influenced the modern day's education to be more research-intensive and promises for the academic freedom of researchers.